Well, this isn't a video that I had planned or wanted to make, but unfortunately, the worst has come for the project we've been touching on for a little bit here across the channel the last 2 years now at this point. SM2 or SM2, the modded free-to-play original Modern Warfare 2 remaster, and then some is officially shut down, and this seems like it is the end of the line for the hopes of it and all. So today we're breaking down what you need to know, why it may be the case, and what the future may hold. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. What do you think of this? I think that it may have been inevitable, but still hurts no less to see. If you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD, as well as other FPS related content. I'd love to have you in the community. Finally, check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage for the best blue light glasses on the market, but more on them a little later. For now, let's get into it. So for those who are unaware of what this project entailed, SM2 or SM2 was a modded version of the classic Modern Warfare 2 client on PC. Not modded in the way you'd think of with Modern Warfare 2 like JTAG lobbies back in the day, with 10th Prestige, Unlock All, and all that kind of stuff, the infection mods, but instead a mod like expanding on or adding content in the way of offering more than just the base game. There was going to be hundreds of weapons, a new progression system, maps spanning all the classic COD games, new perks, new streaks. It was basically going to be a free-to-play, fan-made COD Online or COD Mobile version of Modern Warfare 2, the classic, not what we have currently. This was something that was naturally a massively in-depth project, one that unfortunately proved to be a little bit too in-depth for the systems that they had previously been using, which was the IW4 engine, the classic Modern Warfare 2 engine. To it, they ended up announcing last month, almost to the month exactly, that they would be moving from IW4, again, that original Modern Warfare 2 engine, to the H1 engine, which is the Modern Warfare Remastered engine, for a plethora of different technical reasons. Now, this would allow not only for easier to develop features and modding, but also offer a better experience for players graphically, as well as stability-wise, among other reasons. Sure, it wouldn't be the OG feeling Modern Warfare 2, but it would be as close to what they could make it with a slightly upgraded engine to allow for better functionality and play experiences. Now, that was the last that we had heard about this project until, well, bright and early this morning. In the middle of the night at 4:04 a.m. here at least, the official SM2 Twitter, along with project lead Simon, published the following. Today, a team member received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the SM2 project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you all for the support over the past 2 years. And just like that, it's done. Perhaps the most promising and anticipated thing to come out of the COD scene in the last few years is now unfortunately never going to see the light of day. Now, was this inevitable? If I'm being blunt, probably. I mean, they are developing basically a whole new game using intellectual property of Activision, of the Call of Duty studios, and they're doing it in a free-to-play fashion. Now, previously, it seemed like they were going to be able to thread the needle where this maybe could have worked and they maybe could have gotten away with it. I mean, we have plenty of other different clients out there, Plutonium, IW4X, and a few others that are mods of those classic COD games that bring them up to speed with today's day and age to some degree and revitalize the PC population, as opposed to taking 2 hours to find a single TDM match if you were to just go through, say, Steam. So was it inevitable? Probably. I mean, our very first video on this years ago, it was filled with comments about how this was likely the outcome. So it absolutely was a real possibility, and unfortunately today, that possibility turned reality. I say this and I'm still absolutely sad that we'll never get to see this, but honestly, I'm more gutted for the small team that poured their endless hours into this. Inevitable or not, that's 2 years of work that will unfortunately never see the light of day now. But I mean, if we want to dig deeper, how could this happen? There's one leading theory that I've seen, and it's possible, but truthfully, I don't think that we'll ever know the real reason why. The leading theory that I've seen was that the game was previously going to be built upon the MW2 engine, which in turn would require you to purchase the game on Steam so that you could access the client over top of that game. Kind of like just an overarching add-on for the base game, if you want to put it that way. So in a business and legal sense for Activision, it was likely no issue. I mean, okay, you're building a small niche experience for players, but we as Activision are still profiting off every single download there because you need to already own the game. However, as of that engine shift last month, the tone and the messaging sort of changed, and while not explicitly, its verbiage is rather vague, stating in a question, do I need to buy Modern Warfare Remastered on Steam in order to play this? Their answer, no. We know we asked people to buy the game when the Modern Warfare 2 version of the project was still in development, but we do not want people to buy a second game after all this time. People who did buy Modern Warfare 2, however, will be granted exclusive rewards. So even if it's not the intention, you could probably see where the legal team likely saw this and drew parallels to be like, wait, no need to buy? That means they're advocating for pirating our game, right? So while it's a free-to-play as a client, how else would a player end up getting the base game if not provided by the developer or the Steam store as a base? And if unfortunately the latter of those two is out of the question, that leaves Activision well within their rights to protect their intellectual property and unfortunately shut the project down. Now again, this is just a leading theory. I truly don't know if we'll ever see a public definitive answer, but for those with the question as to why this would happen, that's what a lot are assuming as of right now. Another theory is that the Modern Warfare 3 expansion we'll see later this year could honestly be directly contested by this if it is released this year. Not necessarily the Modern Warfare 3 expansion, but SM2. I mean, while a whole engine overhaul is likely derailing the project for quite some time to build back up and press on, if the current rumor for the mainline published game by Activision this year is to have everything from this game going into Modern Warfare 3 and then a major throwback expansion for the 20-year anniversary of COD that includes all of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps and then some on top of like a new campaign and stuff like that, while it may not be astronomical, there'd certainly be a dent in the sales and player base if that entire offering was available for, checking my notes again, for free. I'm sure a lot of people would see, well, I have the option to play Terminal, High Rise, Favela, all these classic maps that I loved for free on PC. Why would I spend $70 for an upgrade to an essentially Modern Warfare 2.5? So in that sense, that's another theory that people have, is that this unfortunately could have put some pressure on Activision, and being that it's built with their own tool sets, their own assets, it's possible Activision just pulled the rug out from underneath them. Again, we just will never know. The biggest thing that I come out of here with this, that it's just a shame for everybody, I think. I think that this was something that could have benefited a lot of players that are dying for that hardcore COD experience of the past, the classic experience that they loved from their childhood or whatever the case may be. It seemed very much so like the SM2 developers saw what we've all been asking for in regards to a Call of Duty game the last 5 years plus, and they're like, okay, let's put all of that in. And I think that's what a lot of people were really looking forward to, was that for once it seemed like what we as players, or maybe hardcore players, wanted was going to be finally 100% catered to. The game was a love letter to those that loved the classic games, loved some of the innovation, but then wanted to put the best of everything all in one place. And unfortunately, that doesn't seem like that's going to be possible now at this point. So that is where we're at. SM2, SM2, unfortunately, is no longer going to be a thing here. Whether or not these developers get together and make a different project later on down the line, disassociated from Call of Duty, or start working on a different sort of modded client that maybe complies with usage rights, we don't quite know, but for the time being, that's where the saga ends, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to call it. That's where we're going to wrap up the video. Before we wrap everything up, make sure you check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage, though, for the best blue light glasses on the market. I've worked with the team now for 2+ years, and they've been helping with my daily productivity ever since. If you guys want to invest in your vision health or learn more, link in the description below to where you can find the most comfortable, lightweight, and durable frames on the market. You can check out their clinical studies and all things that go along with that. But if you guys are interested, link in the description below. And if you want to pick something up for yourself, use code Espresso. But that said, that's what we're going to call it. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think here of this? Are you guys as disappointed as I maybe am here to see this finally shutting down? Is it something you were really hoping to see this come to the light of day? What are the case? Drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay updated with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD and other FPS game related. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, that's what we're gonna call it. So thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.